In the definitely not safe for work musical Avenue Q, the opening number starts out with Princeton, a recent college graduate, questioning, "What do you do with a BA in English?" For some, the answer is to teach English abroad for a year or two to save up money, pay down loans, or just get some world experience. If this sounds familiar and you're wondering what qualifications you need to teach English in Korea, then this video is for you. Let's start by differentiating between visa issuance requirements and those that will actually help you day to day as a teacher. To get a visa for teaching English in Korea, you need three things: a passport, a clean background check, and an undergraduate degree or higher from a country where English is spoken as a native language. I have another video that goes into more detail about the visa requirements. Check the description below for a link. As far as more practical qualifications, it depends a bit on your end goal. Those who are already interested in teaching as a long-term profession are likely already enrolled in an undergraduate program or pursuing a teaching license in their home country. This type of qualification will definitely open doors for you, including at international schools where the pay and benefits are usually better. For those who are looking to teach abroad just for a year or two, there's a lot of conflicting advice available online about what you need, so I'll attempt to break down the difference between qualifications that help you look like a better teacher on paper and practical qualifications, or those that will actually help you in the classroom. Let's start with TESOL certificates. In Korea, only teachers working in government-run programs such as EPIC are legally required to have one for visa issuance as well as Ministry of Education guidelines. Many hagwons also prefer a teacher with a TESOL certification, but don't know the difference between all the different types that are available. I've got another video that goes into this in more detail. The quick answer is, though, from a practical standpoint, a course that offers a practicum element will much more likely prepare you for stepping into a classroom than one that is offered entirely online. In addition, even for those with past teaching experience, having a TESOL on your resume can help you negotiate a higher salary sometimes, so it's useful in a variety of ways. Now let's talk about your university major. Many jobs specify that they require or strongly prefer someone with an education major or an English major. Of course, an education major is directly applicable to a classroom setting. On the other hand, I'm not so sure about English majors. The majority of coursework for English undergraduate programs is literature analysis or creative writing, other things related to that. Let's be honest, in Korea you'll be much better served by having a theater and acting degree for entertaining all the young children that you're dealing with. You really won't get into literature analysis very much at all. That being said, lots of bosses like to see the word English on your resume, so while it may not be a practical qualification, on paper it does give you an advantage sometimes. I also consider a major in a foreign language to be a big asset when teaching a language. Having spent time as a language student will help you understand the struggles that your own students go through, as well as how to solve them. But again, having actual classroom teaching experience is the best way to be prepared, in my opinion. So even if you can't afford to take a TESOL course, try to see if there's somewhere you can volunteer teach in your hometown. Finally, let's imagine that you've completed your TESOL course, but you're still feeling underqualified or lack confidence. What can you do? There's likely plenty of opportunities in your area, such as at community colleges, refugee resettlement programs, or simply tutoring. Now, as far as tutoring goes, one-to-one tutoring isn't as helpful as group teaching because the majority of what you'll do in Korea will be with groups. Sometimes those are small, 2 to 3 or 4 students, but at my school I teach up to 25 students by myself at once. On the other hand, if you're afraid that bosses won't think you look like a good candidate on paper, then my number one piece of advice is simply to update your resume. Focus on anything that has to do with working with children, teaching, training, mentoring, any of those types of subjects. Make sure to show the results that you achieved through your work or volunteering, and help frame how these experiences have helped prepare you to step into the classroom. Try to provide concrete, data-driven, objective examples of your experience and qualifications rather than more subjective assertions. I'll be starting a series on resume tips soon, so stay tuned for information on how you can rework seemingly unrelated experience to make you look like an excellent English teacher. Of course, I'm sure you will be great, but the bosses have to want to interview you first. so your resume is a key document in the process. A quick last word. The contents of this video have been my opinions on what helps someone step into the classroom as a first-time teacher, both in terms of teaching ability and marketability. I'm well aware that no one teaches or learns in exactly the same way, so I'm sure that plenty of viewers will have differing opinions, and that's fine. I strongly encourage you to consult a variety of different sources because in the end, your style is what's most important. If there's anything you want to discuss related to qualifications that I didn't cover, or any other topic you'd like to request, please leave a comment below. Make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest tips and tricks, including the upcoming resume series. And if you need personalized assistance, please email koreae2helper@gmail.com.